Make this big.
Mhm. Whoa, is that big?
Okay, so Fred's in there. Okay, so I'm going to admit.
Mhm. Oh, so will that automatically?
Hi, guys.
Brittany,
Hello.
M-I-Z.
BOU.
Brittany, I can't wait to see you and your husband.
I know. We are very, very excited.
I just keep admitting. Well,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whoa, look at all this. People are going to come celebrate. This is so cool. Hey, Fred.
Long time no see.
I know. It seemed like we just got done golfing yesterday.
Okay.
And there's
We're gonna worry
Kimber,
about this time.
and there's Mary. Jennifer, how are
Hi.
you? Jennifer Newbanks. Jennifer, we've got two Darrens coming down to this party. So when I say Darren, I'm probably going to get two guys saying, yeah.
As long as they both like to play golf.
Yeah, they do. They
Good.
do.
Here we go. Hi. Come on in, join Susan and Danny. See right up here. Look up here.
Boy, there's, I tell you what, we got a live wire there.
Can you see
Oh,
us?
look at you guys.
Denny and Susan are joining in.
Boy, you got a party going on there.
We do. We had look.
Yes,
we got
we
our
do.
we did a
Hey,
real
hey.
happy hour.
Don't think you're the only one that started happy hour. Look how much Lynette poured for me.
You guys get
We're
in.
in training session.
We're practicing for next week.
Hi, Lynette.
Hi, Lynette. We're practicing for next week.
Ariel, are you on there? Ariel, say hi.
Hi. Oh,
Now turn him up.
hi.
Can't hear him.
No,
Hi.
My gosh, this is gonna be Shiminy Christmas. I'm getting excited.
We're already
about this
celebrating
party
your
already.
birthday.
Mr. Steve Cornelia, how are you, sir, from Keystone?
I'm here. I'm ready. Next to my daughter over in the other box.
I know the Mizzou. Hey, everybody, just real quick, because the coolest thing about this, we'll wait till more people, we've got some people still coming yet, more than likely, is the memories that I have with all of you. And those of you that I don't have memories of, I will make memories. But
Absolutely.
Steve Cornelia and I met on a golf course in Keystone, Colorado. Steve, how many years was that, would you guess?
7.
Wow. And they were just opening up the river course there at Keystone. And I knew Steve was somebody, and I thought he was the architect, but he was the guy that was with the architect, telling the architect how he wanted things. And so Steve and I have been friends for all those decades afterwards. And so
You're fine.
he raised his daughter Brittany and his other daughter Nicole up there in the Summit County, Colorado mountains. And now, as you can probably guess, Brittany, as a married young lady, is living in and working for Missouri University. So I think that's kind of cool. And I think this is hilarious because Brittany and my son Spencer are like brother and sisters. So Brittany comes to Missouri. My son Spencer, that was raised here in Kansas City, goes to Keystone or Dillon, Colorado.
That's cool.
You guys, we've got such a fun and unique group of people that are joining me, and I am so blessed by this. Kimberly Griffey is in our bottom, or on my screen, on the bottom of the screen. Kimberly is our general manager, and as I'm not sure whether this was a thank you for such a great job during the pandemic, and this year we're bringing Kimberly down with us to help us celebrate. I think Steve, she's the one that's got the dancing shoes on, so I'm going to have her come find you.
Well, I remember meeting Kimberly down in Port of Arta.
That's right.
Harmony.
Yeah, that was a great time.
It was a good trip, right?
Yes, it was.
That was just pre-COVID, barely.
Right. We just got it in.
We did.
Hey, Bill and Sharon, wave at us.
Hi.
We are so glad to have you coming down to this beautiful property. Have you been there before, Bill and Sharon?
Yes, about 4 times.
So you know this property almost as good as I do. I spent my 60th birthday there, and then another one, I think it was maybe 57 or something at this property. So they know me and I know them real well, and it sounds like they're going to know you real well, or already know you real well.
We love Carlos and Felix.
In Orlando.
The best, those of you,
Yes.
Mary, Treese, you have not been there, have you, or have you?
No, I have not. I'm looking forward to it.
Maria, you and
No, we're looking forward to it. Susan and Dennis, it'll be their 4th time there.
they are experienced
in.
veterans too, and you guys have to promise one thing, because I'll start out, I'll promise what happens at the Maribald stays at the Maribald.
Stays.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We,
If only we could find some trouble.
I have set up, hey Lynette, do you think there'll be anybody else? Or-
I was just gonna check. here.
Dave, my husband David, if he can figure out the Zoom from St. Louis, he might join us.
And it does not look like Alan's gonna make it.
He's like, oh, I think Alan was real excited about it today. I thought he'd make it for sure.
I know. I just texted with him and he said, doesn't look like he's gonna make it on.
Well, I have recorded this, so if we need to send it out via email to anybody else,
Okay.
most certainly can do that too.
I want Mimi on.
Lynette, what's that?
I
Yeah,
want,
with Mimi.
She is working. That's what she's doing. She's working.
we accept-
Actually, she's I'm not sure if she's out of the spa or not yet, Steve. But I know she's gonna have spa hair, so I think you're gonna have to wait till you get there in May to see Mama Mimi. And I
okay.
do want you all to know I'm bringing my wife Mimi, of course, of 43 years, blissful years. I'm supposed to say blissful.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And my son Spencer, who I just mentioned, lives in Dillon, Colorado, right on Lake Dillon. Oh my gosh. But most importantly, I think with him, he just got engaged to a beautiful, sharp young lady named Monica Mills. So when you have a chance to meet Spencer, say, gosh, I really have heard a lot about you, but I want to meet that incredible fiance of yours. We've been, everybody says that, when are they going to get married? And I said, listen, I don't know. Mimi and I pushed hard enough for long enough to get him to ask her. He said, buddy, you're not going to get any better than this. Okay, gang, I want to go ahead and share with you what we are going to be doing and what I have set up. There will be several things that we will need you to say, yeah, I'd like to do that, or no, I don't like to do that. You're not, please understand, man, I know this is your vacation, so you're not obligated to do anything. I just want to share some great memories at this milestone birthday of mine. Hey, Bill and Sharon, it's a birthday that ends with a 0, and you'll make me really, really happy if you say, Mark, you look great for 60.
Mark, you look great for 60.
Oh, you couldn't have done that better. Thank you. Fred, don't you say anything. I know what you're thinking.
Yes, you do.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this thing here. Okay, so we'll go over everything with the kind of the whole start to finish. What I'd like to do is say this to everybody. Most of you are coming in at different times. And when you arrive at the airport there in Puerto Vallarta and you get your luggage, you're inside. And as you leave where you get your luggage, the first people you will see will be the timeshare mafia. And they are good, and they are really good. So they will ask you, oh, where are you going? And you'll be so excited that you're down there to say, oh, we're going to the Marival Distinct. And they'll say, we'll help you get there. They have no intentions, nor will they get you there. They will do their best to keep you for 2 to 4 hours until you give up and buy something. So just keep going. Your transfers when you get outside of the building, and there'll be only one way to go. And when you get outside the building, you'll turn immediately to the left and you'll see most of you have traffic tours. A couple of you, Fred, I think you might have somebody different if I remember, but most of you have
We have that.
traffic tours that will pick you up. So, and they're all very, very helpful. And just tell them that you are going to the Marival Distinct. Do remember, don't say Marival Resort, and they'll have you on a manifest, but this happened to us the first time with Dick Wilson. We stayed at the Marival Distinct, but there's another property right next to, or block down, called the Marival Resort. Well, it's so easy to say I'm staying at the Marival Resort. Well, they could possibly take you to the wrong property. So say Marival Distinct.
Distinct. Used to be
Residents.
When we get there, you will go immediately in and they will get you checked in. And then depending on when you're coming, when you're getting there, and I'll go through this here in a minute, every night I would like to see if we could kind of all get together, if the time works for you, from 6 to 7 o'clock at a place called Brunello's Wine Bar. And Brunello's is the place they will probably check you in to get you registered to go to your room, Brunello's. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But every
You
night,
guys have been before.
as a group from 6 to 7, come, we'll all sit. I'll have them save us. It's got an indoor and an outdoor area. And if it's really hot or really humid or raining or whatever, we'll be indoors. If it's very, very nice weather, we'll be in the outdoor section. So every night you'll see that. This is what the weather, and you all know weather can change, right? We just picked up what the average weather was over the last 10 days. It's in the 85-degree range, but do remember it's going to be cooler in the evening and in the morning. It's quite a bit cooler because of that Sierra Madre mountain range that goes around that Banderas Bay, which I love so much. It's just so beautiful, but it does get a little cooler in the evening after the sun goes down. As you see, the humidity is pretty high down there. So this is a very casual experience, okay? Really, there is almost nowhere that you're going to need to dress up. I don't think there's anywhere you're going to need to dress up. They like to tell you it's resort casual. Shorts, for the most part, will be accepted anywhere, anytime. If you get in trouble, use my name. They do like it. So, and we like them. And by the way, I want to tell you, we discovered this property, I believe, about 13 years ago when it opened up, and we were their biggest client in the world for 4 or 5 years. And so many people like Carlos, you all who've been there, your face lights up. Maria, I can see it. Denny, Susan, I know you. Anybody that knows Carlos and Reggie and all the great people down there. But this will be a highlight. You guys remember this picture behind there? That's the Insu Sky Lounge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And by the way, I normally would have our little happy hours up here, but it can get pretty doggone hot and the sun won't be going down till closer to 8 o'clock. So we'll meet.
Look at that, it's gorgeous.
Want to get up to the Insu, we can do that later. So again, resort or beach casual.
Hey, Mark,
Yes.
the agenda has resort casual for your birthday dinner bash.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask if I should dress
The
up.
agenda has resort casual for your dinner bash. So you're
Yeah.
saying shorts are okay?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So we really don't need to bring long pants.
That's great.
Honestly, I'll bring one pair just in case something comes up that I'm not thinking about that we need to have them, but I can't think of anything that we'll need long pants for the guys. ladies sundresses or whatever you're comfortable wearing. I mean, this is a very casual experience, very, very casual experience. And they are wanting your, they're wanting you to be there more than they care about how you're dressed. So they do, you know, you're not going to be, if you have wet swimsuits, dinner, things like that, that's about the only time they'll ask you to go change. But other than that, resort or beach casual. For my,
I can't take my sequin gown for your birthday.
yes, please do. You will be the only one. And Steve will probably ask you for a dance real quick if you're wearing that.
Oh, I can dance.
For those of you that have not been there or not been there in a while, this property is designed in a U setting, and it's just a very, very easy setup, fabulous setup to relax, fabulous setup to meet other people in our group. Listen, I know you all, I know a lot of you don't know other people here, but the entire group are people you would guess that would be a lot like me in many ways, just very friendly, very outgoing.
I'll take a sundress or something.
Vacation. But the nice thing about this property is they bought the lot on the north side of it several years ago and have put in this beautiful setup right next door called Matsumari. And I will show you that and tell you that in a minute. So everybody's getting in on different days, but on Saturday night, they have allowed me, since everybody or almost everybody will be coming in by Saturday and will be there by 6 o'clock. We're going to meet. There's that big palapa that's a restaurant right in between the two pools out in front of the lobby called Lemongrass. As you're looking to the ocean, say you're standing in the lobby as you're looking at the ocean, the palapa to the left of the Lemongrass restaurant will be the palapa where we will have our welcome cocktail party that night between 6 and 7.
You guys might have to help us with that.
And
Oh, it's easy.
time where we all see and meet everybody. Okay. Because we've got 32 people coming, it is very, very difficult, and Marival did not want to, and honestly, I don't think it's the right thing to do, to have all 32 of us dine at the same time. That makes it really hard for the kitchen and the wait staff. So we'll kind of split up. You can go wherever you'd like to go that evening for dinner, and I'll make a decision based on how full the property is and which restaurants they tell us have the most availability. But just be aware that this is your vacation, and while I'm so thrilled you're here, I'm not going to require everybody to eat together every night at the exact same time in the exact same restaurant. I don't think that's best for anybody. It's most certainly not best for the service that they have. Okay, then the next day on Sunday, those of you that want to golf, I'd like to know who wants to golf and whether you're in or not. But the options are very, very simply, we'll golf that day. Our tee times are, depending on how many people we have, they've held us 3 tee times right around the 10 o'clock in the morning time. So we'll leave about 9:10 to 9:15 from the lobby. So do let us know, email or put in the chat to Ariel that you would like to golf. If you're wanting to do spa, they do not want us to take bookings ahead of time. They do want you to book when you get down there. They have a fantastic spa. I've asked them to give my group a discount. I have not heard back yet whether they have approved that, but I would bet they will give you a 20 or 25% discount off the spa. And the spa area is fabulous. This is the property, if you've not done a spa, they have rooms that are designed by countries of the world that specialize in certain kind of massage treatment. And it's fabulous. Matter of fact, I would ask you to, when you go there, spoil yourself and ask them tell you about the signature treatments. For example, one of the rooms, my favorite, is the Italian room, where you go in there and literally they have a wood vat with grapes, and you get in there and you are stomping grapes while they give you a glass of wine from.
Sounds fun.
Okay, hilarious. Now it gets even better. So you stomp grapes. I'm thinking of, remember Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
Ricardo.
Stomping grapes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I love Lucy.
I love Lucy, yeah. So after you get done doing that for a while, they clean your feet a little bit, and then you get into a hot tub that looks like a wine vat. And then they pour, oh my gosh, Fred, they waste a bottle of red wine. They waste it. They pour it in the water of the hot tub you're in. And they
That's
give
not
you
right.
a glass
That's
of
not right, Mark.
Italian wine. So those are the kind of spa signature treatments they have, and I'd really, really encourage you to do those. You owe it to yourself. Danny, Susan deserves it. Make sure to spend
Hey,
some of
Danny.
your kids' inheritance getting her a
Danny, can you
spa.
mute yourself? We're having a hard time hearing Mark.
Excuse me?
Can you mute yourself? We're having a hard time hearing Mark.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Conversation.
If everybody can mute yourself, I will come across better to everybody. Thank you for that. The other thing, if you don't want to do golf or go to the spa, of course, is just relax and enjoy the resort. And you guys, most everybody here's been to the resort, but those of you that haven't, these rooms are 1,400 square foot minimum. They've got beautiful balconies. They're appointed wonderfully well. And there's a lot of places that you can relax on property all over. Wait till we get to the Matsumara area. There's part of the rooms. It was designed as residences, and then they, because this came out, this opened up right at 2009 when we were in the middle of our recession. So they knew they were probably not going to be able to sell these things. So they turned it into a all-inclusive resort property. Okay, the one thing we will do this Sunday night on May 29th, if you all want to, if we get enough people, I think it's going to be 24 people, something like that. I can charter a sailboat. It'll be about $99 a person. It's right at sunset. We did this before on my 60th, and you know, pray for good weather because it's a marvelous experience. It's just a beautiful experience to watch the sun go down. You see the lights of downtown Puerto Vallarta, which is just beautiful. Coming as we come back in when it turns dusk, it's just gorgeous. Very relaxing. They'll have hors d'oeuvres and drinks on board. It's not a full dinner, but we can get a full dinner when we get back. But we'll have enough to keep us lubricated. We don't get dehydrated, and snacks while we're on there. But do let Ariel know it. We'll line up transportation. We'll all go down at the same time, and we'll all be on the same sailboat. Okay. If that's of interest to you, it's a beautiful thing to do. And I hope you'll join me on that. I think that's great. These are the rooms. Most everybody has seen the rooms there, but if not, you're going to be so impressed. Or if you haven't been there in a while, you'll be so impressed with how gorgeous these rooms are. The bed in the middle does remind me. They have changed the mattresses from when they first opened up, but to some people, their mattresses are very, very firm. If they are too firm for you, ask them for, it's called a foam topper, and they will get you the foam topper. A lot of people today sleep on those big feathery pillow top beds and like a softer top on the bed. Okay. Now for the big day, my milestone birthday day, for those of you that want to golf, my friends Donna and Steve Young have a property over at Vedanta, which is that spectacular new gigantic resort. It'll be, they say it's going to be bigger than Disneyland when it's done. And it's 10 minutes from our property. And they were able to use their contacts there to get us tee times. This property, and Donna and Steve were, so especially Donna she said, Mark, are you watching the Mexican Open? It's on TV. And I said, Mexican Open will be on TV? She said, yeah, it's the PGA. The PGA is playing at Vedanta. And it was the Mexico Open, and John Rahm from Spain, one of the best golfers in the world, was down there and won it. But my point to tell you all that is, oh my gosh, I just fell in love with this property. And by the way, it's going to be about $250 or so. So it's not inexpensive at all. But I wanted to actually go out to Punta Mita, which is on the far end of Banderas Bay, and golf at the Four Seasons golf course called the Principe or the Bahia. And that's $350. So this is 25 minutes closer and it's $100 less. And I hope you'll join me. It'll be a great time. But if you don't, that's your option to do. You do need to let Ariel know if you want to golf that day with us. We have tee times at 9:52, something like that, 10 o'clock and 10:08. So we'll all be together. We'll all take shuttles together, and we'll leave the resort at 9:10 a.m. Now that night, by the way, whoever's had the most libations already yet, I want you to say birthday beach bash dinner 10 times.
Birthday bash beach.
I got to 3 and I called it birthday bash beach dinner, and that's before I had anything to drink. We will have this over on the sand at the Matsamari beach area. This is just a beautiful, beautiful setup that they have for us. I'm on their advisory board, and they did a dinner for us like that in November when we were there. And I asked B. Barbero, our director of sales, if we could have it in the same place. And she said, yes. And we'll have it, I'm a little older that day, so we're going to eat at 7 instead of later. It will be done probably around 8:30, give or take a little bit. And then after that, they said they would bring a DJ and we can dance in the sand or just continue on with the evening. Steve Cornelia, you probably remember 10 years ago, we had quite a time. I guess I had enough liquid courage in me that I think I danced. I danced more that night, and I have in the 10 years since combined. So, but that's open, and we're going to have a fun time. That will be a great experience, I promise you. And I so appreciate it. By the way, how cool is this? This is 2 weeks from today. And I want you all to know, growing up, do you all remember that May 30th, no matter what day of the week it was always Memorial Day? So
Right.
my mom and
Yes,
dad
I do remember that.
told me that the whole country celebrated my birthday. And people that work didn't have to work on my birthday. I thought that was pretty cool. And then they changed it. But now we have it. I just think this is so cool. It's Monday, 2 weeks from today on May 30th. Okay, that's the view from up at the Insu Sky Lounge. There's some of the food quality that you guys that have been there know how good it is, and the presentation of this food is just so good. Well, May 31st, we're just going to take a day to relax. By the way, any of you all at any time that want to do tours, you just go see Carlos or you go to the front desk area, and you can't miss it. It's just so easy to find, and you can book any number of the tours that they have, and they've got dozens and dozens of tours there. But the food and the property are just so great. Here's the Matsamara area that remember I told you they bought that plot of land, that empty land just to the north that's connected to the Marival Distinct, and they've put in a beautiful pool. They've got cabanas down right on the beach. They've got a restaurant there you see under the palapa. They did a marvelous job there. And by the way, if anybody is hurting or anything, too bad. They do have golf carts to take people around up and down this property there too. The other thing, as part of the Marival Distinct, we all have priority or privileges to go to the Marival Resort and use their property if we so desire. But this property is so nice, it'll spoil you. Okay, there's another good picture right there of the pool in the sand.
Wow.
Those of you who do like the ocean, they've got all sorts of non-motorized equipment for you, like boogie boards or wind sailing, other things that if you want to do that, you can do that. Remember, the currents come in from Hawaii this way, so you'll not end up, Mary, if you and Alan go out on a boat, you'll not end up in Hawaii, okay?
Okay, good. Good to
And then
know.
I
Good to know.
wanted, I know many of you have been to Marivol's brand new property, or I say brand new.
Sure, it kind of stuck, but
They actually opened it up right before the
See if you can-
pandemic.
my
began.
mom can figure it out.
And so if we're gonna go over and tour it and see it, we're gonna get day passes there. We'll leave our property, the Maribel Distinct, at 10:30, and we'll go over from 11. We'll eat over there for lunch, use their pool. They've got this beautiful, beautiful pool. And by the way, wait till you see this beach area, everybody. It's like a private beach, because this is the area of Puerto Vallarta on the north tip of Banderas Bay that is just now being developed by other properties. So they'll give us a day room, bring your swim gear if you want to get in the water, if you want to, walk on the beach or whatever. And we do need to know how many are going, so I can
Free.
tell them so they can have the proper transportation for us. So do let us know that. That's on June 1st. I know a lot of people leave to go back home that day. Okay, I'll end it up by saying this. I'm humbled. I'm honestly humbled that you all would take your time to and your kids' inheritance to come to my big birthday. It means a lot to me. And, I tell you, I'm looking at the screen and I'm thinking all the people I have such great memories with. And my prayer is that we have a lot more memories that we will share together in the future. This business has been such a blessing to Mimi and I and to my family, that we've been able to learn about and go to places like this and create memories truly that last a lifetime. And Lynette told me not to put the no gifts, please, or I was going to put, what was I going to put? Something like gift request. And she said, oh, no, that's too strong. And I said, Lynette, you didn't let me finish. The gift request is I don't want anybody to bring a gift, but I do have one request. I really do. I would like you, this will be for those rainy days that I may or may not have as the years go on. I'd like you to write down for me one memory, at least one, you do 2 or 3, that you have that we've had together, you and me, that stands out in your mind. And I would, if you don't mind, that would be very much appreciated. My guess is it'll be on a trip or a golf course or at the bar somewhere. So,
Hey, Mark,
yeah, Fred.
is there much need for us to bring pesos with us?
Very, very good question. Thank you. They love our dollars down there, so I don't think you have to have pesos. Just remember, if you buy some tchotchkes or things on the beach, the vendors, or anywhere for that matter, the vendors are very, very knowledgeable, and Americans are not very good at figuring out exchange rates. So you'll probably get back pesos and you'll probably not get the right amount. Totally up to you.
Unless we have you with us.
I would only take pesos. I would urge you to have dollar bills or $5 bills. And you guys, this tipping is totally up to you, but tipping is included for everything here. It is one of those things that when you, assuming you will get exceptional service wherever that might be, giving some of these fabulous hardworking people $1 or $2, $3, $4, or $5 is greatly appreciated. They did not have the PPP, and they had during this pandemic they were hurt a whole lot worse than most of us were hurt. Let me put it this way. Most everybody that works at this property have been there for quite a while. Most all of them are family people. And if you can be generous, they would appreciate it. I promise you, my son and Monica, my daughter, Andrea, Jorge, my favorite grandson, Chavi Cruz, and my favorite granddaughter, Ariella Marie, are coming. And I will spend some of their inheritance tipping down there too. So I really mean it. And by the way, that is one of the things I wanted to tell you. The only time there is a cost, so you're aware of this, is they call it a, can't come up with a word, but when you order room service, there's about a 10%, let's call it a gratuity added to that. And they'll ask you to sign. And a lot of places that you go at the restaurants, they'll ask you to sign, because this property is both all-inclusive for us. We did the all-inclusive package, but for a lot of people, it's called an EP, which is European plan, which means you just pay for your meals and your drinks. So you're liable to have to sign for things. Don't worry about that at all. There won't be a bill, with the exception of that 10% that is charged for you for room service. For example, if the cost of what you ordered for room service is $20, let's just say, and they put it in pesos, by the way. So, but if it's $20, you'll have a $2 charge that will be put on your room. You don't have to come up with cash, but that's the only time you'll have to pay for anything. Okay, any other questions?
Hey, Mark, I got a question.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Talking with Andrea, there was something about having insurance there when you take your COVID test.
Well, thank you for bringing it up. Marival has a great program. We actually put this together at our November advisory board meeting, and I would recommend this, totally up to you. I think if I'm not mistaken, the charge to get our COVID test that we need, and by the way, Marival will set that up for you. Carlos and his group will, the day before you leave. And it's something like 35.
It'll be in your documents too. The
Yeah.
stuff that we sent
You remember,
over at the
Ariana,
very end.
Is it 39 or $35, something like this?
1 second, I can pull it up for you.
$47.
What I'm going to recommend, they have a program for, I believe it's $49. And the odds that you'll test positive are very, 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 very low. But if you do test positive, the quarantine time, 5 nights or whatever it's going to be when we get there, will be your expense. And they have lower rates, of course, for you. But for $49, you can get your COVID test paid for. And if you were to test positive, that pays. It's like a self-insurance thing they have that will pay for no quarantine fees for you.
Oh,
Do we sign up through you guys or do when we get there?
What's that?
Do we sign up through you folks or do we do when we get there?
No, you have to do it when you get there.
Okay.
Yeah, and Carlos and his group there at the lobby will take that. I am doing that, you guys, and we recommend, Ariel and Lynette and I and all of our advisors here recommend to all of our customers to do it. For the extra $15 or whatever it is, it's a wonderful peace of mind in my way of thinking.
yeah.
That's half the price of what coming out of France was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Cow.
you're right.
The price, I mean, Fred, you're right there. A lot of these vendors now have figured out how to make this COVID thing a profit center for them. And it's kind of frustrating, but it's what it is. So Marival is very, very fair about it too. Great
Can you
question.
bring your own COVID, CDC approved COVID test though, instead? Ariel had told us we could bring our own COVID test.
You would have to be able to have it as long as you have a doctor that's on the other side of your phone. So it can't be the one that like the government sent out where it's just the box and you can do it at home. It has to be where a doctor is physically watching you for the total of, I think it's like 15 minutes, where they're watching you actually do the COVID test and you show them everything like that. That is approved, but not the actual just regular box. Mark, you saw that box on your desk by chance? It's not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would highly suggest doing it at the resort anyways, just because of the safety, time, all of that stuff that it's gonna take, you're better off with a resort than you would be spending time trying to see if you have connection, making sure that you get a doctor, all of that stuff will be provided
Okay.
for you at the resort.
Maria, I really agree with that. There's all sorts of these home test kits right now, and some of them are not approved, you know, and it's, I personally don't think it's worth the risk.
Right, I agree. Just checking.
Oh, I think it's a great question because everybody's asking, my gosh, but I'm anxious that we are all able to travel now to places like this beautiful property, but I'm so glad the pandemic is about over. Let me say it like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But I don't know about you guys. I think most all of us are very weary of the whole thing. So I have changed my slogan. I don't know if you all have ever heard my slogan on radio that you deserve a great vacation. Now it is you deserve and need a stress-free vacation. And boy, isn't that the truth? Oh,
That's
my
the truth.
gosh.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I am looking so forward to all of this, you guys, and you'll make some new friends there. Brittany, I can't wait for Andrew to see your new husband to see this property.
I was telling him, like, this is the reason why I love Mexico. Like, we had an amazing time on our honeymoon in Cancun, but the Pacific side is just a whole nother beauty. And so we're just tickled. He's at baseball right now. Nobody should be surprised. It's baseball season. So
And when you see Brittany, you can either talk about Mizzou, the Rocky Mountains, her dog, who's got his own Instagram page. Is that Edna?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, it's cute.
Edna, do you see Grandpa?
Come here.
Grandpa?
Or you can talk baseball to Andrew. He's such a great guy. You guys, we've got, oh my gosh, 2 weeks
Got a
from
couple
today.
questions, Mark.
Go ahead, Steve.
When we're at the Harmony on that Wednesday, will we be able to use their food service for lunch? Or
Yes,
do we assign to the room then?
yes.
Our rooms?
Yep.
Okay,
We'll have lunch and we'll probably eat either at the big palapa they have or at the restaurant called Essence. But yeah, we'll be able to eat lunch there.
okay.
In fact, that's one of the things I want to do. I want you to see, I mean, this Banderas Bay, you all are, that is the Sierra Madre Mountains that go around this fabulous bay, are just breathtaking. And this north area of Banderas Bay is just spectacular. And this property, as you probably saw, it's designed, it looks like it's built out of the jungle or into the jungle, and there's a lot of wood and a lot of vegetation, and holy cow, I think they've hit a home run there. Jennifer Newbanks, are you looking forward to this?
I am. So how do we settle up for the sunset cruise or the golf?
I'll tell you what, we'll have the fine folks at Marival take your money when you get there.
Okay.
We know where to find you, Jennifer. Steve,
I know.
One last thing, I know that you and Mimi fortunately took a vacation yourself to Mexico and just returned. Did you see any surprises or experience anything entry or leaving Mexico that we should know about, with entry?
Steve, what Steve knows, and maybe many of you do or do not know this, 10 days ago, Mimi and I were in Cancun for an event, and here he asked, did we see any surprises? Yeah, we did. And the surprises were, and we purposely picked to come in on an off day Thursday and to leave on an off day Monday. And the amount of people coming in and out of that airport, and I mean, I know I've got a good feel on how busy things are in all-inclusive resort areas, especially in Mexico. I had no idea it would be that crowded. So Steve, when they tell us to arrange our transfers to head back home, they'll say 3 hours before your plane departs. And very honestly, And I've never been a proponent of that. I've always said they just want you at the airport to shop, you know.
Yeah.
But holy cow, the steep traffic and the lines at the airport were pretty long. But anything other than that, there was nothing out of
That's why I asked.
the mask deal is not a big deal in Mexico now, like it still is on some ships and things. So, you know, you might be asked to wear a mask in a van transportation with other people. You don't have to on the airplanes anymore. You know, honestly, I got to tell you, Lynette made a comment to me. I've traveled out of the country probably 10 to 12 times at least during this pandemic, at least. And she said to me, first of the year when I came back from somewhere, she said, Mark, do you know you haven't been sick when you came back home? Because apparently, you know, so many of us, we have a great vacation, we get a little rundown and we catch something on the airplane coming back. You know, our systems just run down a little bit. And I think the masks have been very good for that on airplanes. So I'm still going to wear masks on the airplane, and totally up to you guys what you want to do right now. They'll let you know if it's required. People are very, very nice and professional about things. Mexican people, they're the greatest people in the world. Hey, by the way, I want everybody that's not been there to know this. Mimi and I travel, and our staff travels all over the country of Mexico. And the one thing I love more than anything about Puerto Vallarta and the north part of Puerto Vallarta called Nueva Vallarta is that the Canadians have been living, retiring, wintering, and vacationing. And when they vacation for 2 weeks at a time in this north area of Puerto Vallarta for 30, 40, 50 years. And, you know, the Canadians are much more easygoing, and they just get along with everybody, like the Kiwis, the Aussies, and the New Zealanders, and the Irish, and the Scottish. And so there's just no tension down there between the locals and American tourists. And I love that. I love that about that area. So I think that's a big deal. The thing I love most is just playing the beauty, the absolute beauty of Banderas Bay. It is just gorgeous, just gorgeous.
Mark, I got a question. Andrea mentioned that on the transportation, when we go through customs and go out to transportation, they will have a sign that says 70th Mark Comfort 70th birthday bash. Is that accurate?
We've asked them to.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
that is accurate.
I mean, in the past, they always said Maryville, and I was just curious if it was going to be the same.
Denny, we have asked him to have Mark Comfort's birthday bash on a sign. And I say we've asked Trafic Tours, spelled Trafic. And most all of you have Trafic Tours. So either look for the Trafic Tours sign or Mark Comfort's birthday bash.
Okay. All right.
Denny, you'll get there.
Been there before.
I got confidence in you. You're a survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany.
I know last time when we were in Mexico, granted it's been a year, and I don't know if this is Cancun specific, but is there still an exit tourism fee / tax that we have to pay?
Brittany, that is the craziest thing in the whole world. For all of you that don't know what Brittany's talking about, Cancun brought out this thing, and Mexico somewhat is endorsing it, that you have to pay an exit fee when you leave, which, by the way, a lot of places in the world have, just a profit center. So leaving Cancun, there were 2 kids. They looked like they were 18 years old, boy and a girl, standing between a Starbucks and the stairs that went upstairs like they were asleep, with a sign that was, 2 foot by 3 foot at the most, saying, pay your exit visa here. Where 99% of the people did not even see those people and just went on up through security. Mimi and I, knowing this, we wanted to find out what that is, and do we have to pay, or what the deal is. We could find what, So we went up to him and we said, what do we do here? And the guy gave us a card and said, just send your $11 per person in. when you have a chance, which we're not going to do.
No.
So, Brittany, I'm thinking, unless somebody very official and very authoritarian, like your father, asks you for that exit fee, I think I just walk towards your gate.
We had to pay it at our hotel. Like they wouldn't let us check out of our hotel. So I didn't know if that was just a Cancun thing or if that is a Mexico thing trying to, bring in money since so much money was lost during the pandemic.
Well, it was Cancun that started it, and I can't imagine that it has been very successful the way they've implemented it, because and by the way, everybody was talking about it. We were down there for a awards trip with all these travel agents. We were all talking about it. 99% of us said, sheesh, we've been here 3 times. We've never seen anybody that we could pay it to. They don't make a big deal of it, that's for sure. Okay.
Mark, my last question. With all your guests that have been to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, et cetera, has anyone had trouble with their documentation, passport, visa, and all the other things they have to do these days? Or is there any other hiccup out there that we should anticipate?
No, we have not had anyone, not one person, have any kind of problem with their passports or anything, unless their passports were expired. And I would ask you to look at that. By law, your passports are supposed to be valid 6 months after the return date of when you're returned to the United States. We've had a lot of people, me included, and I sweat bullets, and nobody even asked. Mine was like 5 months before it expired. And I never got stopped or asked about it. So no, Steve, no, we haven't had any problems. And we
also looked into that too, Mark, just to make sure that anybody else, that 6 months for Mexico right now is actually released. It's only 3 weeks after your vacation that you need to have it extended. They want to make sure that if you get COVID, that you at least have a valid passport up until that 3-week mark. Other than that, they do not care. They want that money coming in. They want people to travel as much as possible. So they've actually lessened their restrictions, which is kind of cool. So yeah, you shouldn't have any problems with your passport as long as it's not expiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, good question, Steve. And I'll tell you, seriously, boy, Mexico has it down. These poor ocean cruise ships and river cruise ships, especially when they go to more than one country and have to abide by a lot of different countries' policies, and so many countries have different policies. It's confusing. It's very confusing, and it's problematic for a lot of people. Mexico specifically, maybe of all the countries that have all-inclusive resorts, has it down better than anybody. And their safety protocols have been proven to be so very successful. They've had almost, their positive cases have been less than, about 0.1% for all of the all-inclusive resorts in the country of Mexico. Just unbelievable. Woo. Okay. With that, I'd say, okay, you're going to be safe. You're going to have fun. And I'm going to turn 70. So
Yay!
Fred gave me some lessons on what I have to do when I'm 70, because apparently he beat me by just a little bit, Fred, just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit.
And you just have to shake your head when you don't hear properly. Yes.
It's called selective hearing, Mark.
Linda, you hear that, Linda?
Yeah, all the time.
Raise your hand.
All the time.
Linda, raise your hand so everybody knows who Linda O'Halloran is. There we go.
Mark, how much is the golf the first day?
There is a golf course called the Flamingos that Marival has a relationship with, and it is free to golf, except you have to pay $75 for a cart
Okay.
which means that's probably what their net cost is. So,
Yeah.
so- and by the way, Maria, I was going to say, let's go ahead and play that because it's reasonable for the 2 days that I'm going to golf down there. But honestly, I've golfed El Tigre, and El Tigre is 5 times better than the Flamingos course. The Flamingos course is a very it's a public golf course that's probably worth $75.
The good thing, Mark, if-
And this Vendata, you guys that love to golf and have been to a lot of great courses are going to love it.
well, Mark, if you cost average, it's pretty expensive for 2 days.
Yeah, Fred, my thought is, sheesh, I got 2 kids that I hope I don't have anything to give them for their inheritance.
We're not planning on it.
I'm gonna spend it with them right now. Hey, and by the way, you guys are gonna love my 2 grandkids if I can be just a little bit proud. And my grandson's name is Chavi, Chavi. And his middle name is Cruz, not spelled the way Cruise Holidays is spelled. Cruz. And that he is my buddy, man. He is my buddy. So, and they've got, my daughter married a gentleman from Honduras. His name is Jorge Martinez. And I'll tell you what, if you all have time, I'd love for you to spend a couple minutes with Jorge while you're down there and listen to his story. Just to share with you, so you got a little background. This kid grew up one of 9 children that his mother did the best job she could with 9 kids, no father in the picture, in a banana plantation in the absolute middle of nowhere. You guys, there's a lot of middle of nowheres. I haven't seen a middle of nowhere like I've seen where Jorge grew up, and the kid was very intelligent kid, and he had most kids drop out of school in Honduras and a lot of the Latin American countries when they hit what we would call middle school, because they then have to buy, it's almost all Catholic schools, and they have to buy uniforms and pay for books. And in many cases, it's parents like Jorge's could not pay for that. So the kids drop out and go to work at 12 years old, 13 years old. And Jorge had the brains, and 2 teachers and a principal paid for Jorge's books and uniform.
Wow.
And he ended up, long story short, ended up graduating, first person in his family and however many people in that extended family to graduate high school. Listen to this, 103,000 people a year apply for the Walton scholarships, and 25 people get it every year.
Wow.
And Jorge was one of those 25.
Wow.
And Sam Walton, who set up that Walton scholarship, picked 5 universities in Arkansas around Bentonville, where Walmart's headquarters are. And Jorge picked John Brown University because he felt he wanted to be an engineer. And listen to this, the kid in a second language graduated in 4 years with a double engineering degree with honors.
Wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I probably would have flunked out.
Yeah. Wow.
Studying
Impressive.
history in a second language. And remember, the kid had not been to any kind of big city, and John Brown is not big, but compared to where he grew up in. But what a great story. And so he and my daughter met at John Brown University, and you know how that works. And my daughter, and by the way, part of the Walton Scholarship is Jorge had to go back to Honduras for 4 years after he graduated. My daughter did a missionary outreach with IJM, International Justice Missions, and they remembered that they were, now they're, Andrea's in Guatemala, Jorge's in Honduras, and so they get together, and love hits. Cupid is everywhere, you guys. So you'll love this. And by the way, don't say anything smart to Jorge, because he'll be nice to you, but he'll come beat me up. And wait till you see him. He's like he's a bodybuilder. So we have a joke in our family to our grandkids: who's stronger, Papa Mark or Papa Jorge? Jorge's biceps are bigger than my thighs. And he's a great guy, a great guy, and you'll love him to death. And my grandson Chavi Cruz, by the way, is an outstanding soccer player. If you want to get him talk soccer, little Ariella Marie, she's 6 years old, and she will be running this country, I'm sure, by the time she's 16 or 17. We prayed really hard. Our daughter was one of those strong-willed, independent kids that probably a lot of you have, and my daughter all the time says, Dad, Mom, you prayed way too hard. My kids are so doggone independent and strong-willed. Yeah, God answers prayer, daughter. God answers.
Yes, he does.
Hey, you guys, I know I've taken enough of your time. Bill and Sharon, anything you want to share with the group? You're Chiefs fans. I see that. I love that.
No, you'll have a great time. It's so incredible.
Well, Sharon, anything you can tell us about Bill? We'll learn privately that we can kind of kid him about when we get down there. Nothing real, And Bill, same thing with Sharon, by the way, because you can get us, jab her back. Hey, everybody, thank you very, very much. I really did mean that last thing. The honor of your presence is my presence. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you all. Mission in our life, personally and professionally, has been to connect, to share memories, to help bring joy to people's lives. And gosh, there's no way better to do that than traveling. So we're going to have a great time here. And I look forward to making some more memories that will last a lifetime. Ariel, any last minute words of wisdom? None?
You guys will have a lot of fun. That's all I know. I've been staring at these photos for the past, I don't know, how many months, and I am so excited for all of you to go.
Well, it'll be a good time. And you all remember, do not tell Ariel or Lynette about anything that happens down there. Danny,
Or you
you hear
just
me?
tell us anyways and we won't tell him.
Okay, thank you,
Ariel,
everybody.
thank you for everything you've done, Ariel.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
Yeah, Ariel,
anything
thank
you
you.
guys
Yes.
need, you guys
Thank
feel
you.
free to message me and I gladly will take care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
you.
We will see you in a little less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Great.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, now when we sat down